Hey,
Hi.
welcome back. Episode 12, season 2, not episode 2. That wouldn't make any sense at all. Hello. If you listen to this on the podcast, be nice. Drop us a 5-star review rating.
Or a slap. All right, so today in episode number 12, we thought what we would like to talk about, and the title or the topic came up from what recently happened, or been happening for quite some time. And we want to talk about the power of empowerment. So the title of today's episode is From Empowerment to Invention, because this is the result of feeling empowered. Great things happen. So
Invention, just a bit of definition, doesn't mean you're going to invent something, might do. But just invention of character or reinventing yourself, anything. So it's quite a broad.
Why are you belittling this?
I'm not belittling it at all. I'm not. No, because it could be an invention of a business or whatever. So what I mean is, someone might look at it and think, "Oh, I've got to invent something that's not for me," but it's invention of anything.
All right, that opens the door.
Exactly.
For great things.
Exactly.
To happen, okay?
Exactly. Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So, empowerment. We were just chatting about the different things and benefits of being empowered. And on the end of, as a receiver, what is happening when you're feeling empowered, when this empowerment comes from outside. Sometimes it's almost like you are getting permission, not that you need the permission, but sometimes this is what is happening. You're getting permission to be more yourself.
Yeah, so I guess an example might be you've got a great idea for something, or something within you want to do, that kind of thing, and you shared this now with somebody.
It's like,
what was one possibility?
It's about this self-belief that the way you're thinking and the way or what you want to create has the right to exist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And sometimes we just struggle to see our own beauty and our own power. And we just have this inner dialogue when we really feel like, no,
Imposter syndrome is a label that gets given sometimes, or
exactly. But then again, when you have someone who, let's say, they hear your ideas and they really think they are great ideas, or not even if they are not great ideas, when they are giving you a push to go and just try things out, it's like you're getting this permission just to go out there and just try different things, which for me means living life, right? Yeah. Because that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Right. So it starts as you becoming, well, let's say you have this even either friend or community or coach, whoever it is, who empower you, aka give you permission to be yourself, aka they help you to build the trust within yourself, that whatever you're thinking, feeling, or wanting to create has the right to exist, and you have this full right to express yourself fully.
Yeah.
So empowering another person is teaching them how they can empower themselves, because I don't think it's fair to rely on everybody to empower you all the time, but it gives you the permission and an opportunity to grow this new skill within yourself, because it's a skill in the end of the day. And then when when you start relying on your own empowerment, what is happening? You automatically start empowering another.
It's contagious. It's like an energy.
And the snowball effect as well, right?
Yeah, I've seen it happen a lot. And particularly, when I've been teaching, so we've had a good class. Someone might say, and we've talked about goals. This is a bit of an example, right? We've talked about goal setting, and someone said whatever it is they want to do and achieve, and then before you know it, it goes around the room, and then this energy starts to build up. I've seen it just me being a part of like workshops or my own networks, coaching things that I've been to see my own mentors, and I'm sure you have that as well. You kind of feel like you're a bit in a safe zone where you can talk about these great ideas that you have or the things that you want to do, and then you feel empowered, and then you're then empowering the people around you. So there's a lot to be said about it. If you're you've got to make sure you're in that right environment.
Well, I'm glad you actually mentioned that. Really,
not everyone's going to empower you, right? But you need to focus on the ones that definitely do, because there will be there's always going to be a voice that's not going to want to empower you. And that's okay. That's their reality, and that's maybe their experience on something. But for us, and I'm sure if you're listening, you're not one of those people. It's because there's two ways to get the tallest building in town. You can knock everyone else's building down, and your building's just going to stay the same, or you can build yours higher. And hopefully what should happen is that someone will want to build theirs higher than you, and that's great because it encourages you, or it should encourage you to then, I can build mine a bit higher now. So you're naturally working together. So it's easy to give that context of you're just looking for rubbish, but really that's a projection of someone else's mind. So when we empower others around us, it will empower you, because and if we're not empowering someone, if we're giving it like too much out negativity, you are definitely not empowering yourself. So by empowering people around you, you send out great energy, and it will truly empower you even more
and attract more like-minded people.
100%.
But let's distract or disconstruct. That's the word I was looking for. And the psychology behind the person who is actually pulling you down.
Yep.
What is happening to that person?
I've got a great story about this,
right?
But I'll tell you in a minute.
This person is not believing in their own beauty, in their own power.
Right? So they either don't believe in themselves enough, or they're too focused on competition. And
I was going to just say that.
That is depleting.
And they think there is only one pie to share. So, for example, if they were going to support, other person, that means they would limit their own chances to get the share of the pie.
Yeah.
But in reality, it's like we all have share. We don't share pies. We have our own pies.
Yep.
And by helping one another to get the pie, we're actually not taking from us the chance of getting the share, because there's nothing to share. Everybody's owning their own.
Well, here's the thing with pies. You're not a fan of pies, but tell me a pie, tell me a pie that you do like.
Which part of pie do I like?
Not part of pie. Is there a pie that you like? We'll have to find a different analogy if not.
Well, let's say ice cream, all right? Okay.
Well, that's not ice cream pie.
No, ice
Sounds
cream pie.
Good.
Well, no, you can be creative.
Give me an ice cream you like, yeah?
Yeah, ice cream pie. Yeah, no, okay. Apple pie.
Apple pie, okay. Apple pie, yeah? So if I made you an apple pie, so if we got 10 people to make apple pies, yeah? Mm-hmm. They're all going to taste the same.
Go on.
Well, are they all going to taste the same?
No, probably not.
No, right? Because there's going to be something else in there. They got apple, and they got pastry. Might be different pastry, right? Maybe the apple is a different apple. Maybe how that apple's been cut is a bit different. Maybe that. So the thing about pies is when we get stuck on this competition, we're trying to sometimes. I've seen it. I'm not being don't want to sound egotistical here, but I've seen competitors and they're so focused on what I'm doing, and they've missed the point. And I kind of just feel a bit sorry for it. Not always. And don't get me wrong, I was there once sometimes. They're so focused on what someone else is doing. I'm trying to create someone else's pie. Well, how can I do that? I don't know the ingredients. So I have to create my own apple pie. And my own apple pie will be whatever it's going to be. But it's not going to taste the same as someone else's.
Which means focus on doing you.
Exactly.
Exactly. You're never going to be
I make
just like anybody
blackberry and
else.
apple crumble instead.
Yeah. Wow.
But it's true. It's true.
So this is the, like a short analysis of what is happening, behind in the competition, and just competing with others over this so-called pie.
Yeah.
But really, if we can have a little bit of compassion, for those people, because we understand, what is going on, in their head, then it's easier for us to really not take this personally, and move forward and start picking your own crowd that will, want you to go up and grow and, be the full version of yourself.
Well, the thing is, they're taking it personally, so you should feel sorry for them, really. Well, you don't have to, but
no.
And you can still put acts of kindness out, but obviously, protect your flipping energy and boundaries. Getting a bit too off track a bit now, but the point is that, as we're saying, is there are people that are going to try and pull you down. Don't focus on them, because you're going to stay in there. Be aware of it, though. I was going to tell you a story, right? This is one of my mentors told me this. So he was walking through Chinatown and with his mentor, and he looked down, went past, it was like a bucket of crabs. And his mentor said to him, those crabs will never escape that bucket because there's no lid on it, because they're self-policing. So anytime a crab tried to crawl out, the other crab would pull this crab back down, right? So he was just could never get free. So just be aware at some point in our life we've all had crabs, yeah. So you just got.
So that's a great expression of competition, like unhealthy competition.
It is. So it's being aware, like are there crabs in your life? And okay, look, just break free. So be aware of that, and it's okay to move on. Forget that. Now let's get on to what we're really talking about. And once you're aware of that, and you get yourself in those right environments, and sometimes you might have to pay to get in that environment. No pay, no play. It's worth every penny, because you will be like-minded, because they would have made that same investment as you. Some of them would have almost cut their arm and legs off just to afford it. But you see great changes within those people, and it's infectious.
And bigger picture.
Yeah, much bigger picture.
Yeah.
Because you then find that some of the things that you want to do, or someone's either done them, which is great because you can learn from them, or they're doing them, or you empower each other. But you can do it in your own networks, our own inner circles, just with your friends when they have that, something they want to do. I encourage it, because you'll find something inside, just like a little warm fuzzy feeling. It's nice, isn't it? It's nice. But then it's up to them to do whatever. But if it'll empower you an awful lot. So I know that we are in control of our thoughts, and everyone wants the world to be a better place. But if we can start with something like some point so simple as that, finding that encouragement and helping, empowering others definitely empowers yourself. Yeah.
And that actually brings me to this saying which I really, really love: from the smallest acorn, the mightiest grow tree.
Yeah.
And you can apply that to pretty much everything.
Yeah.
So, community is a great choice. The right community is a great choice.
Yeah.
This is actually a form of self-empowerment when you're choosing better environment for yourself.
Yeah, definitely.
Because obviously,
and I love but the part you said you're choosing.
Yeah.
Because you do, you make that choice. We make a conscious choice to say stay in a community that's not so empowering for you. That's still a choice.
Yes.
But you make the choice of the environment that you really want to be in and be around.
So this is actually leading me towards giving yourself not only permission but pat on the back, for making those little steps.
Oh yeah,
because people usually focus, on the big goals, and they miss on those little ones, which lead you to the big goal.
100%.
And sometimes when you don't see those little goals, i.e., for example, choosing different community for yourself, right? Which, in my opinion, is a big thing, but you might think is a small step forward. If you're not gonna recognize this, if you're not gonna notice what you just done for yourself, then probably you're stripping yourself off the chance of reaching that big goal in the end. Right? And in the end of the day, it's not about the goal, really. It's about the journey and this conscious choice you are making, just every single day. So seeing the person who you like hanging out with because they always get you in a good feeling place and you feel like you really can conquer the world, right? This is choice. You could decide, just to go and see those, old friends of yours, which you may be outgrown in some way because you feel loyal to them. But, and it's okay. But, the thing is, you see, if you want to go somewhere in your world, and achieve something, because the world is still spinning, the world is still moving, things are changing. If you're not changing with the world, you're actually dying much faster. And life is about living, not just surviving.
Yeah.
Right. So you want to keep up with the world, you want to create, you want to feel like you are actually adding something to the world, and you always do. Connect with the people that feel the same, think the same. They want you to be the best version of yourself, because then and only then you can really shine and bring good value to this world. You said, everybody wants improvement in this world, right? So by making those little choices every day for yourself to become a better and happier version of yourself, you're doing exactly that. Because when you're feeling fulfilled, when you're feeling satisfied, when you're feeling connected, then you're the nicest and kindest person. and everybody benefits from that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it starts from those little choices, and this is self-empowerment, seeing what you're doing to yourself.
100%. 100%. I just want to. Someone's just popped in my head a little bit about one, because I've been on a few mastermind programs, and most are pretty much the same. In that at the beginning we talk about our wins, because you mentioned about celebrating, right? So celebrating our wins, no matter what they are. And I remember one of the first times I spoke up, and it's only a small thing. I just stopped straight away in my tracks. No, it's not small. I didn't even know what I was going to say. No win is small. You have to celebrate them. And the whole room, whatever, I can't remember what it was now, but said whatever I had to say. And because we start to compare, I think someone had gone before me and said this amazing big win, whatever it was. It's in comparison, I do it right. In comparison to theirs, I was stopped straight away in my tracks and said whatever, and the room applauded. And that was part of the thing. You didn't have to speak up, but I just noticed that within that room, everyone had made a big investment for a startup, and that put us all, so straight away we're like-minded, all a bit strange, and just sharing these little wins, and it encouraged it. And then you'd hear someone else's story, and you're like, oh my god, that's inspiring me so much. So taking control of, so you can always control it, right? You can always control that environment. It empowered everyone else, is what I'm saying. And then you feel, hey, that was a good win. I feel good about myself. And then you subconsciously, when you're not there, because it was like maybe sometimes it was a quarterly thing you could only go to, and trying to fly over to the States or where it would be. But you come away subconsciously thinking about these little wins you were getting. You don't have to be so, I need it all now. It's like, it's coming, it's here, it's coming, it's here, it's coming, it's here. It's a marathon, not a sprint. It was,
and that's a form of self-empowerment.
Yeah, definitely. So the empowerment of other people empowered me, and then I was then able to take that out and do the same thing.
But even the fact that you said, people had bigger goals, they've achieved bigger goals, and you compared yourself to them, and you thought, mine is little. And then you actually changed the inner lingo, and you said, no, this is my win. So win is win.
Paradigm
that was
shift.
A form of self-empowerment.
Yeah.
Right. And to be fair, like you said, you would not be there if you were not like-minded.
Yeah.
So you never know where you are, on your path, So it might be that in 2 steps, 3 steps, just 10 steps, you're going to be exactly where they are, and you're going to be facing the same choice or the same win as they did, size-wise. So, you can't compare the length of someone's journey. Everybody's on their own journey, and sharing their wins is not about the win. It's not about the type of win, but the winning itself.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely. I think I truly believe, like, doing what you can for others, especially it doesn't matter whether it be lockdown or whatever. If you're watching this, it doesn't matter if you own a business or don't own a business. But it doesn't. Actually, I don't think my staff have done it for a while, but I'll be encouraging it. I often say, just go out and just take a photo of another business and tag them on a post, because we all need each other to survive. Even you need your competitors if you run a business, because there's no way you're going to be able to manage everybody. And they may be better than you, good, because then that should encourage you to want to be better. And they may be worse than you, good, because not everyone's going to want to go there.
I think it's not about who is good, who is bad.
It's who we resonate. It's a relationship thing, and everyone got different standard of what it is they want, or their expectations, right? Their expectations.
People have choice. They're free to choose again, and they will be resonating with you more. They will do business with you, and some people will resonate with others, and they will do business with them, which is absolutely fine. Because, like you said, you can't serve everybody.
No, you can't.
Right.
No.
So I think this is a healthy approach to when it comes to business and competition.
As soon as you're confident in what you do, that confident, you can shout out someone down the road who's maybe doing the same thing. You're confident in your own abilities.
Yeah.
I think that says a lot, especially at this age we're in right now. But we all need each other. My main business, bricks and mortar business, it's on a street in town, so it's not going to be great if next door goes, is it? Because now I've got an empty building, it's going to attract the wrong sort of attention. And if the one next door was to go, that's no good for me. If the place across the road goes, that's no good for me. So it's actually a really, it's in town. It's actually that street is a community in itself, and everyone's, I feel is quite supportive of each other. You don't always get that.
Mm.
Don't always get that. We need people. We need these things around us more than you realise. So it doesn't take much to go and empower them. In whatever sense, we kind of we're talking about the same thing, but it's a little bit of a separate subject.
Well, this subject has a lot of dimensions and lots of twists and turns, and it really links with everything what we do. So that's why probably we talk about it, just to show you how this is a very important element of everyday living.
Yeah.
Of every single person.
Yeah.
Right. So we're talking about the empowering. We're talking about community. We're talking about living in life. Just in general. Because we are, we live, I don't want to use the word clusters, but we are social.
Yeah.
And we need to live in groups. We are not designed to live on our own, right? If someone would decide to live in solitude somewhere in the mountains, that's probably 1 in a million, right? But in general, we're supposed to be living together.
Yeah.
And that's where our power comes from. When in reality, because of the competition rat race, we've been pulled apart and separated. And I think when we experienced COVID, people really understood what it means to feel separated. So it was just like it was magnified.
We also seem to forget.
Right? And what people were craving, connection the most. They were craving connection and community. So because they were operating not from the head, from this rat race point of view, they were connecting from the heart.
Yeah.
And I think this is the beauty of connecting with one another, getting the best one, just one of another, because in the end of the day we are all different. And even if we do the same thing, we are doing it our way. So you do your stuff your way, I do my stuff my way. We might be doing the same thing, but you're doing my way and I do it Ang's way, and therefore there's no competition. Right? So I'm gonna support you in whatever you do, you're gonna support me in whatever I do, and it still could be the same thing, but it will be 2 different expressions. And so there is no reason for competition, but there is a lot of reasons for support. Because that way, you spread your wings, you become the better version of yourself. I benefit from that. I spread my wings, become better version of myself. You benefit from that. And this is how it all works. So I think, it's really about, important to focus on supporting one another and growing together. And if someone wants to, flake off and go somewhere else, that's absolutely fine. But from the side of supporter, so to speak, is like I feel immense. I can speak on my own behalf, but I know it happens to many people, if not most. I feel immense joy from seeing other people thriving. It makes me feel like I am fulfilling my, purpose.
Yeah.
Reason for being.
Yeah.
And it feels good. And if everything's about feeling good, this is one of those things that definitely makes me feel that way. Helping, one another to be that better version of themselves. Because there is you can't lose on that.
No.
There's only benefits. In my opinion, there are only
win-win.
benefits. Yes, it's win-win.
Win-win. Is it then empowers you you want to do that again? And someone else now goes out into the world and does whatever it is that they got to do. So, there we go.
So what do you think
about
growing community?
Growing community. I've always, pretty much, I would say that's been part of my philosophy and why my business has done well. I feel we are part of that community. I'm obviously doing other things around this Cheltenham with stuff. Sometimes I lose my way a little bit. That's okay, but that's why there's no fences on a path.
Because
sometimes you've got to go off the path, come back on the path. But look, my point is this: is that building a community. I feel I said it there, and we've talked about. We've gone back to COVID, pandemic, 2 years. Where we were all locked in. I didn't want the martial arts centres to close down because I was worried. So I didn't want that. I didn't want to see that in this area. I didn't want to see it anywhere, but I certainly didn't want to see it in this area because that I wouldn't be. You could sit there and think, oh, rub your hands, hope everyone else does bad. Now you just put some real crap energy out. Honestly, it was a worrying time for the industry that I'm in, and those guys are in. I just wouldn't want to see it because what? So I suppose reached out to a few, and we did a couple of things, whatever. But it was just important that, and I'm kind of going off on one now. It was important for me to do whatever I could. So I went live straight away, and we were teaching free classes to members and pretty much anyone who wanted to
So
jump
that
on.
was form of active empowerment.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So,
but what did you receive back in return?
So now I'm just about to say,
Yeah.
right? So I was doing 3 classes a day from my living room, and it felt good because I was given something. First of all, because I was, for one, it had me switched off from the worry: will the business last this?
Mm-hmm.
Are we going to get through this? Right? What can I do? I'm just going to do what I do best, and that's give. So, and then seeing people come on live, as like we got into more that first few weeks, I could see on people's faces, you see their mental health was having an impact, and these guys were turning up regular. And the joy I got was by the end of that class, they were smiling, they were bouncing, and they said thank you, whatever. But I don't need the thank you. The point is that energy lifted, and because of that, I lifted. So even though I was there doing the teaching, and right, we're doing this now, I was getting a lot just seeing, seeing them. These people lift up.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So this is the benefit of empowering one another, right?
Exactly. And I obviously I wasn't doing it for that. That's not the reason I was doing it. It was just that was a bonus from getting it. Like you said, is when I think of people I've taught and you suggested this to me and I've gone and done it now, and now I'm teaching music or whatever, or I'm a psychologist. I never thought I would get into this. This is sometimes adults that thought that that was it, my life's done. I'm just plod along now. What do I do? Or for kids to just go off and do some wonderful things, and maybe they would have got to that destination. Maybe not.
Maybe not,
but someone was there to say, "Come on," just a little shove in the right direction.
Live life.
Yeah. So that sometimes when that shove comes a bit earlier, it's right. Okay, let's get on and do this. And obviously having that regular coaching really, really helps, because you kind of, when you feel like, oh, shall I? Can I? I remember, sorry, Angela, I'm going to say I just remembered something else, right? So I remember when I was learning about instructing, because anyone can stand in front of a class, and I'm talking about martial arts now. If you've learned stuff, you kind of, the norm used to be, well, you know it now, you should be able to teach it. But my instructor didn't want that. He wanted you to have proper coaching experience, and it's quite nerving, just because you know something, to stand up in front of people and actually talk about it. Now you got to think about it. It's a little bit different, right? I remember doing training with him, and sometimes so we'd have like 30 people there, and he'd be saying, right, someone come out front and teach. I want to go and do it. I want to go and do it. I was a higher grade by then. I think I'd got my first black belt or close to it. So something was still holding me back. And then I feel this hand like push me where he's come behind. He's like, you're going. Didn't always do that, but that was sometimes all it needed, was that little bit of a thing. And then before you know it, I was right. I'm running up there. I don't know what I'm going to teach. I'm just going to step forward. And actually, he did this drill one day. We're just getting to the end of this class. I think it was a good year I was doing this for, to help build up confidence, whatever. Someone come out to the front and teach. Okay, someone got there before me, right? So this is a bit competition, but this hurt. So they did whatever. I'm going up next. It's all right. I said it's the end of the class. And if you didn't come up, you've missed out. It's like, playing with my head a little bit. So look, I kind of went off a bit, but there's different ways of empowering people, and obviously my instructor knew how to find the best out of me. But the point was kind of that little push. Sometimes we just need that little bit. We do need a push sometimes.
Well, you never be ready, let's be honest.
You never be ready.
You never perfect moment.
No,
you create perfect moments.
I've seen so many people. So I've talked about good things, but then on the other end of the spectrum, and I bet you've come across it as well, so many people, they have a great idea. They want to step forward. They want to do something. and you work with them a little bit, and that's why I don't work for free anymore, because it used to drive me absolute crazy. And it's not their fault; it's my fault, because they weren't ready to. If they can't invest in themselves, it's just harder. There was too much resistance then. Do you know what I mean?
Well, they were just not ready.
They weren't ready. They weren't ready for whatever it is they want to do, and they want the soft. Well, I tried. But do you try hard enough?
Well, that's down to mindset. But
it is mindset and a bit of a paradigm shift. Most of the time. Yeah. So there we go. I think we've pretty much exhausted that one.
Well, we probably could talk much more about it.
We could do, but if you're listening,
we decided to keep it a little bit shorter so you can get the.
Well, if something's touched on you there, then it's probably because either you were at the start of something, or you got something in your head that you're like, I just really want to start. Hey, you can reach out to us if you like. We'll come and sit and chat to you. And if you're not doing it within a week, then we get to take all your things. No, no, we're happy to work with you. But if you've got something there, then even if you don't reach out to us, reach out to getting a good network, and just start messing about.
And this is what I was going to say. Or maybe you're not coming across this video for no reason. There is a reason behind it.
There's a reason, yeah.
Just to remind you of how important you are, and what you've got is valuable, that you're worthy, and it's your time to do whatever you need to do. And maybe it's time to start empowering yourself and believing in yourself, and just going out there and just enjoying living life and expressing yourself freely.
Have fun. It'd be the best thing you ever did. Yeah, there'll be some hard parts.
Yes.
But hey, it was already hard because you were thinking of something else. So, I'd rather control that happiness and keep it flowing. Definitely. There you go.
And it's gonna be bumpy ride, but this is fun of life.
It's fun, but you bumpy ride anyway. So what's the?
Just choose your road.
Yeah, just choose your road, man. There's going to be hitchhikers and people getting on and off the bus along the way, regardless, right? There's going to be things that are going to trip you up. You can stay where you can stay in your same lane. It's cool. It's fine. But these things are going to happen anyway. So, the way I see it, I might as well control this journey as best as I can. So, I'll kick the bus driver. I'm taking over. You can come with me. I'm driving the bus.
Or at least make sure that your driver is the one that is taking you the right direction.
Well, you're the driver, and that's that. Yeah. All right. Let's. We'll see you next time. Same bat time.
Believe in yourself.
Same bat channel.
Practice it.
Yeah.
Get in touch.
If you want regular tips, head over to either one of our TikToks, because there's pretty much daily content going out there now. Happy days.
Have a great week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.